Hi, how y'all doing? It is Friday, March 7th. About, looks like 8:30, 8:32, somewhere in that area in the morning as of recording this video. Got my kiddo again, obviously for the weekend, so after today I won't have time to make another video till Sunday evening or Monday. But even though there's not a whole lot going on, I noticed this morning that when I drove my son to the bus stop, my detail is better. I'm seeing more detail now. The blurriness and the haze is still there, but it's getting better. The double vision is still there. That's not getting better. I guess I may end up having that for good, but glasses will fix that. So, progress. It still doesn't, there's still not an improvement in here with, the lights off and whatnot. Everything is still blurry and dimmer than what I feel it should be. But when I go outside in the daylight, it's definitely better. So, like I said, progress. I honestly was ecstatic by the time we got down to the bus stop. And Joey was too. He was thrilled. So, good things. I've got my next round of injections this coming Monday. Hopefully. By the time that too clears up, there will be even more improvement. And I may actually be able to see pretty good within the next month or two. Still way too long for me, but better take longer than not at all. So that's good. There's improvement there. I went to the podiatrist yesterday, and my stump is still holding. It's stable. It's not breaking down or getting infected or anything like that. The stump and my leg have started to swell again. Not as bad as they were before. Before, my right calf would be like 4 times the size of my left calf. Like, it would look like it did back when I was healthy and strong and muscular, and now My limbs especially have gotten really, skinny, frail, and it's been difficult working on that. I am trying, but my right calf still looks once again the size of my left, and I'm not entirely sure why. It's not infected, and the muscles in my leg did begin to atrophy because I was off of my right leg for so long. I was probably off of my leg pretty consistently for like 6 months. So a little, inflammation, trying to beat them back into shape again is normal. So hopefully there's no issues there. As far as the wound that's still open on my foot, Doc was a little bit puzzled when he inspected it yesterday. He said that it's beginning to feel like there is a bony protrusion inside the foot on the other side, that because I'm walking on it and putting some pressure on the end of my foot is helping to prevent this wound from closing. Almost like I'm growing bone from where it was amputated. So hey, maybe I'll grow my foot back. Wouldn't that be something? So he seemed genuinely perplexed yesterday, which was not alarming. It was a little surprising because this guy is a really good doctor. I mean, a really good doctor. He is what the nurses and everyone that I talked to before I switched to him told me. He is a wizard when it comes to podiatry. So for him to be perplexed about what's going on was a little bit eye-opening, but not worrisome. I'm confident that this doctor will figure it out. He said that he wants to go ahead and go back and review everything that we've done and everything that the other doctor did. And he said, there might need to be another attempt at a graft. It'd be like the last time. It'd be an outpatient surgery. And leave me with another 1.5 by 1.5 square scar on my leg. But if that's the worst, I'm for it. The worst will be, if we have to do that, I will have to stay off of it again for a certain amount of time. 2 weeks, 30 days, depending. So it would mean going back on the crutch to get around. I haven't put that thing on in so long. I'm hopeful that whatever problems it was causing have kind of healed up. So if I do have to put it back on and wear it for a while, it won't be causing me as much of an issue as it was before. So it's just figuring out how to finally close this last wound. Continuing to try to get stronger and improve my balance, learn to balance on it. Walking on it and balancing on it is very difficult. I routinely lose my balance on it because it's no longer, you know, foot shaped. And me having spent my whole life, you know, 40 years plus, centering my weight and balancing completely and totally different from the way I have to on my right foot now, it's definitely challenging. It limits my mobility to a certain extent. I still feel like I can improve it. I have talked to people like in chat groups and support groups that did a transmetatarsal amputation or were looking at a transmetatarsal amputation and have elected to just take the whole foot and completely and totally shift over to a prosthetic. Because it's almost easier to learn to walk and balance on a prosthetic than it is the remnants of a foot. I see it. I kind of understand where they're coming from. It's just not something I'm ready for. You know, maybe in the future that may end up being what's best for me. I don't know. But you know, right now I'm trying to keep as much of myself as I can. I still think it's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different perspective, you know, on it when it's something like an accident. You know, like I've said before, I could accept this a whole lot more if I was, you know, doing something stupid or crazy. You know, if I was being dumb on a dirt bike or something and got into a bad wreck and you know, ended up having to have my foot amputated. I could accept that a lot more. Or, you know, even if it was something that wasn't my fault, you know, accident at work, car wreck, you know, something that, you know, something, I don't want to say normal, but more normal than what happened to me. Something that was beyond my control, but also outside myself. Or maybe even something that was within my control, but I was being dumb, like I said, you know. Being dumb on a bike or, you know, driving too fast. I could accept that a lot more than I could. The fact that this just happened to me, I didn't really do anything to cause it. It just happened, you know. And it was unavoidable. I couldn't do anything about it. Although I do very much believe that if I had started this mess with the podiatrist that I'm seeing right now instead of the podiatrist that I started with, I would probably still have most of, if not all of, my foot. But I couldn't have known that, so that's neither here nor there. But it's hard to accept, you know, that this is what happened, and I didn't do anything dumb to cause it. I didn't get into any accident to cause it. And it wasn't even a factor of me, you know, not managing my diabetes. I am. It's just a factor of, you know, I've got no immune system, and I got sick, and when I got sick, I got sicker until it turned into my body destroying itself. The prospect of it happening again, I won't lie, terrifies me. I was really freaked out this whole time I was sick, you know, this time, because I was afraid, you know, it was going to happen again. But it's just something I've got to live with and learn to adapt to. Adapt and overcome. But for now, the foot's good. Not perfect. If it was perfect, I'd still have toes. But it's good. It's not, you know, nothing bad's happening. It's not infected. It's not backsliding. It's not doing exactly what we want it to do, but it's holding. And Doc is going to dig into his bag of tricks and see what else we can do. Eyes are coming along, so that's good. Progress. Haven't had any breaks yet with like financial assistance, but you know, fingers crossed, knock on wood. Just at least to get to the point where I can get a job, and then hey, I will shut it down. Had a good question on my last video in the comments. I'm sorry, I do not remember names. I have to learn and repetitively see your name or use your name to remember it. I don't remember your name, and I do apologize. I'm pretty sure it was a young lady that had asked me how I get gas for my truck, since I can't drive it up to the gas station. And if it really is safe, I think, for me to do what I do, you know, driving Joey up to the bus stop and back. So I figured I would answer that, you know, here, and if other people are wondering about it, here's the answer. Yes, it is safe for me to drive him to and from the bus stop, because I only drive, you know, 5 to 10 miles an hour. I literally have to make, you know, 2 turns. I have to make a turn out of my driveway. I go down the road about 1,000 feet, and then I make a turn onto a little side road. Pull over onto the shoulder right there at the corner and stop, and that's where we wait for the bus. I can see well enough to do that. I can doubly see well enough to do that now, because it was better today than it was last week, and last week it was better than the time before that. And then, you know, the road that I pull off on, it's like a horseshoe. So when I leave, I can just follow it around, or I can just make a U-turn right there where I'm at. Then, you know, I turn again back onto my street, go down 1,000 feet, turn again into my driveway, and I'm home. Not too hard. I can see well enough to do that. As far as gas, no, I cannot drive up to the gas station, even though there's probably like 4 gas stations within like 3 miles of me. What I do is I have a 5-gallon gas can, and usually the first of the month, around the first of the month when I get paid, my folks come out. I give them that gas can, and they go up to a gas station. They fill it up for me, bring it back, and use a funnel. Put that 5 gallons in my truck, and that's enough for me to take Joey to and from the bus stop, you know, for the month, because I only do it 4 days a week. I always get a little bit nervous, you know, third time, fourth time, because the previous owner put a bigger than stock fuel tank in the truck, but he did not put in a fuel sending unit to match it. So the fuel sending unit is set up for, I think it's a I think the stock fuel tank was a 14-gallon fuel tank, and I think the one that he put in is like a 21-gallon fuel tank. So I've still got, give or take, 6 gallons per se when my gas gauge reads empty. But I don't know what's in there, so I always get a little bit nervous. But no, that's how I get my gas in the truck and keep it going to go back and forth to the bus stop, is my folks take a 5-gallon gas can, fill it up once a month, and I put that in the truck, and that has been working for me. I've also gotten a couple of comments now asking about like showing like a family photo. That's not something I'm going to do. Number one, because I don't want to constantly, you know, be putting my son on the internet. And I don't really like the idea of, you know, holding up a picture and you know, some people being able to screenshot it, you know, the wrong kind of people. That is ultimately why I made the video that I made with my son private, because I really got thinking about that, and I'm just not ready for it right now. Number two, the last family photo that I have of the 3 of us together, me, my son, and my ex-wife, was taken when my son was 3. And lastly, I'm not going to put my ex-wife's face on here without her permission, out of respect for her privacy. And I know she would not give me permission, so I'm just not going to do it. For those of you that may want to see a family photo, I apologize. I'm not going to show one. Other pictures later on down the line, maybe. But as far as like an old family photo, no. I don't want to do that. I don't want, you know, to be putting my son out there, and I need to respect my ex-wife's privacy and not be putting her on my channel, her face, you know. So that's that. I'm getting ready to limit out on my time for this video. Like I said, I probably won't make another video till Sunday evening or Monday. I'll probably just make another video Monday after my injections. Got kind of a busy weekend. Joey's got his first soccer game tonight. My folks are coming out this afternoon. They're going to take us up there. And then tomorrow morning, Joey has his second Pinewood Derby race with the Scouts. So we're going to do that. He and I built his car for his first race last year before I got sick. Show that. It's not too lit up, but that was our first car. We kind of based it on a DeLorean, most iconic 80s car. Him and his mom did the one for this year. So I didn't get to be involved in making the car for this year, but you know, we take turns. And so yeah, he's got his second Pinewood Derby race tomorrow. My folks are coming out again, take me to that. Using a lot of gas this weekend, but it's worth it. And figure something out, I guess. I can always go pawn my last guitar. Right about to the end. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. GoFundMe link is in the description as always if you want to help out. Y'all have a great weekend. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.